Morning, family. What's up? It's been a minute since I have taken you on a tour of my little garden space that I have. So I figured I'd bring camera out today and record a few things that's going on. You'll see I have my fall garden going, and it is looking fantabulous. I have a mixture of all sorts of greens here, so I'm going to take a little bit of walk around and show you what I've got going on. Still have some peppers that are still going. I've made so many bottles of hot sauce that I've just been giving away, and hey, it's been a success. I've had a lot of compliments given to me about that hot sauce. Folks are encouraging me to go on and really put it together and start marketing it. So I'm thinking about doing that. But yeah, that was my point in growing all the different types of peppers that you see here to make some hot sauce this year, and I definitely have been doing that. But you'll see I've got mixed together, here's some curly mustard greens. I love mustards. I love doing a mixture of mustards, collards, and turnips together. That's a awesome dish. If you ever get a chance, try it, which I'm sure those of you who are Southerners like me, you have already. I've got Chinese cabbage going, red cabbage going, curly kale going. It's my curly kale there, so everything is still coming up and in bloom. I have over here some remnants of what's called asparagus broccoli. It kind of grows like asparagus, but it's very tasty. And the thing about broccoli, it lasts all through the season, and then and it's very cold hardy, so you can leave it out and it'll stay there and continue to grow. So this had gotten beat up by the heat, and now that it's cooling down some, it's starting to flourish again. So I'm looking forward to that, pushing out some more asparagus broccoli for me. All right, so we're gonna make a turn here and take a look at some more of the garden. My coneflower, or as you know, echinacea, is doing very well. I've got a patch here, and I've got another patch over by my blackberry bush. And what I typically do is dry the leaves and make a tea. I also juice the leaves sometime, and also make a tea out of the flowers to drink it and help boost my immune system, keep it boosted. But moving right along, more curly kale, more broccoli, some broccoli here. All of that is broccoli that you're looking at. And this is a big stalk of curly kale. This thing has been here for quite some time. I think I've had it now for about 2 seasons. And it's still going. It gets attacked by all sorts of bugs, and it just keeps fighting. But more broccoli, lots and lots of broccoli going. Again, broccoli is a very cold hardy type vegetable, so you can put it out now and have plenty of broccoli during the winter months. Along beside the broccoli, you'll see rows of collards. Those are all collards. And that patch here of carrots that you see, well, flanked in front of it is Savoy cabbage. Savoy cabbage is a very tender leafed cabbage. I love it. It's awesome in soups. You make a nice hearty soup, put you a little bit of that Savoy cabbage in it right at the end of the cooking of the soup. I mean, it's amazing, family. It's absolutely amazing. But what I really wanted to show you is the carrots that you see behind the Savoy cabbage. Now, those carrots that you see, and again, carrots are also an awesome winter plant or vegetable to put out. And they do very, very well when it's cool. But the carrots you see here all came up by way of seeds that were blowing from the carrots I had during the summer month. I let the carrots that I had out here go to seed because I love the flowers. The carrot flower is so beautiful. It looks like a big white globe of just a cluster of white, beautiful flowers. And they also bring in beneficials like your pollinators. They helped attract those pollinators into the garden to help pollinate everything else that's out here. So that was one of the other reasons why I left the carrots in, to let it go to seed. But as a result of doing that, I've got carrots everywhere, and I love it. They're just everywhere. If you take a close look, you've got them here, you've got some over there, there's some there. I mean, they're just coming up everywhere. I just see them sprouting everywhere. So I'm gonna have some nice, sweet, juicy carrots to make soups with this winter. And when it's a little bit cooler, carrots do become very, very sweet. Very sweet. So I'm excited about that. But wanted to show you those. And then further down here, I've got Swiss chard going, and more curly kale. I've got arugula going, more collards to the back here. I've got my asparagus. This is asparagus, this bushy vegetable here, that's asparagus. And then my tomatoes are still going. As a matter of fact, I've got voluntary tomatoes coming up in a couple of places. I'm going to show you one that came up voluntarily. I didn't put the seed there. It just kind of got there either from a tomato dropping on the ground and seeding itself. But this one here, this big tomato bush here, I didn't put that there. It just kind of voluntarily came up. I saw it. I started to pull it. I'm going to show you another one that's coming up and let you see what size this one was. But family, you can see how big that is. Now, it got that way over a matter of weeks because we had so much rain last week. It was like raining every day up until about Friday, and that's when it slowed down. But all that rain just made this tomato plant go crazy. But if you take a close look right here, there's a small one coming up there, and that's about the size this big one was about 2 weeks ago. And with that rain, it just went berserk. And I'm loving it. I'm gonna let it do its thing because that just means more tomatoes for me in the later months. And it's been sort of warm, no real cool yet. So we've got time to get some tomatoes from it. As you can see, there are some right there that's coming onto the plant. So I'm excited about all of the tomatoes that I'll still have even into these cooler months. And coming on around, we will take a look at some more curly mustard greens. I've got even more broccoli here. I've got more collards here. So tons and tons of green leafy vegetables going. More collards. And I've got a plant here that I'm trying called the Moor's Head cabbage collard. That's this little thing here. So I'm gonna see how that does, and I've never eaten them before, but I'm willing to give it a try. It's a cabbage collard. that I'm gonna try. So definitely got that. And I've got, I should have shown you while I was there, but I'll go back over to that side and show you. But let's go to this first raised bed. But before we do that, here we have our okra. This is the bush type okra called Baby Bubba okra. It's still going. Of course, you know okra loves heat. So the warmer it is, the better it performs. But I've got about 4 of these alongside this planter bed. So there you have it. And I will tell you, family, the okra from this plant is amazing. It is so delicious. There's one there and it's about ready to come off. That's a good size okra there. So I've been harvesting and freezing those. Also good for soups. Also good for making fried okra. I mean, whatever you like, gumbo, beautiful. Just, you have the ability to make some beautiful, delicious meals with homegrown food. And anyone that has grown their own food and cooked with it can absolutely tell you it's a major difference in what you're buying out of the store. That's why I try my best to keep me some type of food going out here to be able to cook fresh from the garden. I do a lot of juicing, so I come out and I will pick fresh from the garden those green leafy vegetables that I want to juice up and consume to get my morning started. So definitely, family, if you're not growing some food, get busy. There's no excuse. You can put it in pots. If you're in an apartment, you can put it in pots. Get you a shelving system, put it on your deck or whatever. Put those plants in pots and have fresh vegetables. It's so major, especially during these times. You need to have some type of food system going. But anyway, this bed here has some old remnants of old kale, and of course the kale took a beating during the heat, but it's starting to push out again because it's cooling down a bit. But I've got butter crunch lettuce here and red leaf lettuce that I've put in here. There are a few onions still in here, and just probably about 3-4 days ago, I planted some garlic bulbs and they're already coming up. And what I did was I planted garlic all the way around every side of this bed, and they are already shooting out. So by spring of next year, I will have some beautiful, beautiful garlic, fresh garlic to cook with. Okay? And what you see here are some more okra. This is your spineless okra. This is the type that grows very tall. I think that I prefer, since I've tried it this year, the Baby Bubba bush okra better. Yeah, it has been performing extremely well, and I love the taste of the bush okra. What you see here down on the sides of the garden, I've got turnip greens, and they're just coming up in different spots. I threw some seeds down here and they're starting to kind of push out now. But again, a mixture of turnips, collards, mustards, even kale. Your kale is fabulous. It's a fabulous green that you can cook. Okay? In front of us here, this big patch of greenery is turmeric. Now, what I intend to do is dig this turmeric up and transplant it in a different area, maybe in a corner as opposed to right here in the middle of the garden, because what it does is when my sprinkler comes on, this bush kind of prevents the water from really spreading across the entire garden the way it should. So, and on top of that, it gets beaten up by the sprinkler, the force of the water. So I'm gonna have to take some time and dig all that turmeric up. I'm gonna dry some and then grind it up and make turmeric powder that I'll share with friends and family. Turmeric is an awesome it's an awesome vegetable. I guess you could call it a vegetable, but it's also an herb too. You can use it in with your culinary use it as a culinary for cooking with seasoning. You can season your food with it. It's awesome with seasoning the food, and it also has some medicinal properties as well. Okay, so take some time, go online, look at turmeric and all of the medicinal properties or benefits that turmeric have. I know one is that it helps with high blood pressure, also helps with those who suffer from diabetes. So definitely go out there, take some time to look up all the benefits of turmeric. If I come down here, I can show you the little tubers. There it is, family. See that? Beautiful fresh turmeric. That's amazing. I love that, man. And I will tell you, I'm gonna catch the devil trying to dig all that up, because this turmeric patch has been here now for over a year, and I can tell you by the way that soil around it feels, that stuff is so deep and thick in there. It's just so much turmeric that I've got to dig out and relocate it to a different spot. I also have some ginger here in a pot. It's over on the other side here. Let me make my way over there and give you a quick shot of this pot of ginger. That's another thing I'm going to work on too. I'm going to make it a point to really produce more ginger, but that's ginger in that pot. And if you've never had fresh ginger, man, you got to try it. It is way different than what you buy out of the store. It's stronger and it's gingery. You get that real pungent ginger smell and taste. So if you're trying to make a Soriel drink, man, you definitely got to do it with fresh ginger. All right, so here you see, let me get the camera around here. I bought some hay. That's what these bundles are. Hay that I'm going to put around in my garden to winterize my garden, and also what the hay will do is help suppress weeds, and over time it will break down and help nourish the soil, rebuild that soil into beautiful soil. So I'll be doing that today as well. I also went to my compost. I'm going to bring you around here, let you see my wheelbarrow, and show you my compost I pulled out of my compost bin. Now this rich dirt, check it out, family. Look at that. That is straight compost from my composter. The composter has a mixture of grass clippings, shredded paper, juicing pulp, old vegetables that I clip out of here that I don't give to my chickens. I will throw out there, some twigs, and I just continue to fill it up with all those different types of material, and I turn it every now and then, and over time this is what I get. And you can see there are ants in here, but there are so many other beneficial organisms in there, like your earthworms and other types of bugs. But this stuff is beautiful. So what I'm getting ready to do is take it out of this wheelbarrow and layer it over the top of this particular bed, and then I'm gonna put straw on top of it. And that's gonna help to keep my plants protected from harsh cold. I mean, of course, when it gets down to super cold temperatures, I will need to do a cover over the vegetables to protect them from the frost. But for the milder cold temperatures, this is absolutely perfect with the hay that I'll put on top of it. All right. So I wanted to show you my other raised bed. I'll go over here. And once I show you that, then I'm going to leave you real quick, family, get busy and put this stuff out, and I'll come back and show you the finished product afterwards. But this is a bed of collards. There's collards in here, and then there's an old broccoli plant in here that's pushing out again. You got a few onions in there. There's a voluntary Tabasco pepper plant right here. So, and those are voluntary Tabasco pepper plants right there as well. There's one, and there's another right there up against the bed. Yep. Okay. This particular Tabasco pepper plant here, the largest one, showing you that one, I grew it from seed. I had a Tabasco plant last year. I took some of the peppers and actually dried them and saved the seeds, and I germinated the seeds this year, and what you have is this beautiful Tabasco pepper plant. Makes awesome hot sauce. I take the Tabasco peppers and mix it in with some other variety of peppers with my little secret recipe and make amazing hot sauce. All right, but yep, that's my other bed. That is my other bed full of collards. And I am now going to go and get this compost out of this wheelbarrow and put it layer it on top of my other raised bed. And then I'll start laying the straw out over the entire garden. And then I'll come back and let you see the finished product. All right, family? So we'll be back with the finished product soon. Thank you. Well, here's the finished product with me putting out the hay in the garden. And everything's looking good. So all now I have to do is just kind of go out and monitor everything, do some harvesting, and check for possible weeds that are still kind of out of control, get those pulled up. But for the most part, this hay will break down and help nourish the soil as well. So I'll continue to keep replenishing it because what it's going to do is help to attract those beneficial organisms that's in the soil, and that's what's going to help make that soil so rich and nice and ready to feed the vegetables out there. So I am excited about that. I'll go around and give you another shot here. Let's take a walk around. And it is starting to cool off in this area. I'm in zone 8A in Georgia. And it is starting to cool off. Definitely fall is truly upon us. So there you have it. I'm really excited and pleased about what I have here. I do plan on putting some more garlic out so that early spring or late spring of next year, I'll have some beautiful garlic to harvest and dry. You know, the objective here, even though in this small garden space, I am trying to become as sustainable as possible. So the more things that I grow that I use in my kitchen, the more sustainable I will become. So, yep, there you have it. Garden is all hayed up, prepped, ready for the cooler climates. And of course, again, once it does become a little bit cooler where we would have the frost come in, I will certainly cover up everything to try and preserve it as long as possible. Okay? But there you have it. All right, family. Thank you for stopping by, taking a look. And I'll try to do a better job at filming more of what's going on in the garden and around the property as a whole with fruit trees and so forth. Of course, they have now stopped fruiting for the year. I do have a Meyer lemon tree or two that's still producing. Lime trees that's got fruit on those as well. That tall structure you see right here, it's a moringa tree. I'm gonna see if I can zoom in on that. There that baby is. Now what I do is take her inside every year, and she's actually blooming right now. She is actually in bloom. But that is my lovely moringa structure right there. And of course, you know, moringa typically likes to grow in very warm climates year round, but I'm trying to trick it to make it think that it's in one. So I take it inside every year, and the actual pot that it's in right now, it was just transplanted into that pot this year. Root system is pretty aggressive, so I am probably going to put it in a bigger pot one more time, and after that I'm going to keep it contained in that particular size pot. But yeah, I love it. I like to dry the leaves, and I also like to juice the leaves of the moringa, and I like to cook with it sometimes, just like I do turmeric. But there's my beautiful moringa tree. And my Tabasco plant right here, Tabasco pepper plant, it is just, I think I showed it to you earlier. It is absolutely gorgeous. There she is. Gorgeous, just absolutely gorgeous. And I've been harvesting off of her, making hot sauce alongside of some of the other peppers that I have out here in the garden. All right, but there you have it. Everything's doing great. Chickens are doing great. You probably hear them. They love to make a lot of noise, but that's okay too. All right, family, that about does it. Until the next time, thank you so much again for stopping by. Appreciate you. Love you. Please make sure to hit that like button. It is the algorithm driver. I can't stress that enough. Hit the like button. Also, if you have not subscribed, please subscribe and share the video. I absolutely appreciate all of your love, okay? Thank you again. This is Sandy 7 with AN-T-NEES. Have a fantastic day, and we are out. Peace.